I recently used watercolor again, only to hate it and fix it with acrylic markers, and then realized that these two mediums actually suit each other pretty well. Okay, so this last half of my week has been quite a mess, so I wanted something a bit more simple for this video. I originally planned a video where I turned Derpy from K-pop Demon Hunters into a human, but I didn't have time to get it done for today. So I was trying to think what to do, and considering I wanted to do a watercolor piece for that video, I figured I could do a practice piece for this video and relearn watercolors since it's been so long. It took me a while to determine what the drawing would be. If you saw my art goals video, you know one of my goals is perspective, so I knew I wanted to do a bit of perspective for this piece. I actually was going to draw some fan art, but I had taken a colossal course that I'm planning a review video on and needed to design a character for, since it's a character design course. So I decided I could give a little teaser of him in this video. For the character himself, I knew I wanted an alternative design, I guess, and some vintage mixed in, so that's why he has a Sony Walkman on him. For the shirt, it's okay. It was going to be more loose, but I found this cool belt design on Pinterest. I wanted it to be visible as well. But I think I could have drawn the shirt better to appear more oversized and loose while having the belt visible. I think it comes off as being more tight than I wanted it to be. But anyways, that's all I really had to say about the character. I don't want to get into too many details, since I'll save that for the colossal video later. So if that sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe. But yeah, let's skip to the drawing itself. The original pose is based off of someone holding a spray can, and that was what I was originally going to use, but that's when I realized I could swap in the Walkman instead. The main downside is I totally fucked up the hand holding the Walkman. I originally drew the piece in pencil, and then I see artists that only do inking after the coloring is done, so I wanted to give that a try, on top of getting used to using watercolor again. It's been a super long time since I last used them, so I'm super duper rusty. The problem is I erased the pencil too much where his hands were, and kind of lost where the fingers were supposed to go. I should have just looked up the photo I had taken of the sketch for reference, but I was lazy and didn't do that, so his fingers look kind of wonky, but it's fine. I have this old watercolor set I put together using Art Academy watercolors. You can find them at Michael's. They're not too expensive, like top-of-the-line professional stuff, but I like them. I think one issue I have with paint is that I'm really not good at color theory, so I struggle to mix the colors I want, especially skin tones. Oh my gosh. I tried to recreate his skin tone, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. So that's great. He just looks super pale in some spots because of it, but we can just pretend it's not like that. I noticed that this paper seems to cause spots when coloring with watercolor, so that's meh, but a lot of this was a bit of a weird experience as a whole. I'm not used to coloring with no line art, and it's been a while since I'd used watercolors, so it felt like a very messy experience altogether. I think I would have preferred it if I had done the line art first. I'm honestly not too sure. I think I'll have to mess with it more to know, since the line art first, if you want to keep it dark, you usually have to redo them after painting. So it is nice that this method doesn't have that problem, but you know. After I finished it, I honestly initially wasn't a huge fan. I felt very much meh about it, and to top it off, my camera just overheated. Not sure how it did that, since it's not even hot the day I filmed this, nor was it hot in my room, so I had no clue what was wrong. But after I finished the watercolor, since I wasn't super happy, I ended up going in and adding acrylic markers to it. Since at this point, I thought I might even just try to redraw the original sketch and just cover it up, because I really wasn't liking the way it came out. So, in a moment of desperation, I decided to use some acrylic markers, thinking that it would probably just ruin it more, but honestly, I think it saved it. I used some markers to help color things in, like his headphones, the Walkman, and his sleeves, as well as adding the details to his belts. My problem with acrylic markers is I prefer muted colors, but acrylic markers don't usually have muted colors, or at least a nice selection, so I thought about covering him completely in acrylic markers, but since I didn't have the right colors, I ended up only doing part of him. I also changed the color of his little star charm from blue to purple, since I thought it stuck out more and blended in with the purple in his face more with the rest of his outfit. I used the black marker to give him a thick outline, and then give the page a nice border, and I reused the purple to put some emoticons and music notes around. At the end, I'm not like super duper happy, but like I like it a lot more than before when it was just watercolor. By the way, the markers I use are the Jusart markers, which I had a video reviewing them if you're interested, but in short, I like them and recommend them. But yeah, anyways, that's it. Sorry if this video seems a little bit messy. I didn't have a lot of time like I normally do, so I feel like it's a bit all over the place. But anyways, if you still enjoyed it or have liked any of my other videos, make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 50 subscribers, which is super exciting. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me do next, and if you've ever mixed watercolor and acrylic markers, because honestly, I wouldn't have normally thought to do this, but I think I like it. I think I'll mess with mixing these two mediums more in the future. And yeah, okay, bye-bye.